Hey, okay, so this is addressing an issue that Candice brought up, that if she wanted to assign the same sound to different keys on her keyboard, remap the MIDI sounds. And so the bad news is that's not super easy in GarageBand or LogicPro. I think one solution is to using something like MIDI pipe. So it'd be a software that kind of sits between the device that you're inputting MIDI in and the DAW, and it would just kind of, you could alter, you could say like, for this channel, I want it to be this note instead. So you could look up, MIDI pipe would be that, but that's kind of complicated. So I'm going to show you kind of a workaround, something that you might be able to do in the software to let you, I guess, assign notes to certain keys, and particularly for like percussion like taiko, and it's kind of useful because if we want to hit like vocal and progression, hitting the same key often can't kind of keep up, or it's just difficult having to do that. Transitioning from kind of a two-handed drum roll into either one-handed or two-handed on the same little key is difficult. So that's kind of maybe why you would want to tell what key makes what note. So here's what we're going to do. So we probably have some kit loaded that is the instrument we want. We're not going to be able to change this, but what we will do is we're going to do a track. We'll add a new software instrument. We will go to drum kit. Oops, no, electronic drum kit, sorry. And then do drum machine designer. And then we can pick one. I don't know if there's one that just comes blank, but let's just pick one. Okay, I did Ibiza. I will open this up, and now you see I have this what looks more like a drum kit, drum pad, instead of like a keyboard. I can still input with my musical typing, my keyboard emulator, or my MIDI controller, my piano. But I can now assign to these pads certain notes or sounds. So let's find some, and I can overwrite some of the ones that are already here. Let's pay attention to what octave you are in if you're using the keyboard, the computer's keyboard. So yeah, let's go. Oh wait, where did I go? Oops. Yeah, here we go. Let me find some keys. All right, so this upper row, you see them flashing. I'm going to use these keys, yeah, to be the ones we're going to use. Okay, so I'll select one. Let's just pick. I can now, when I've clicked one, it shows me a bunch of sounds that I can assign to it. I don't know a way to look outside of what its kit pieces are, or to add kit pieces, but let's just find one that will work for what we're doing. Let's say I want to do doko Tsu Ku. That's what I want to accomplish. I want buttons that hit loud. I want 2 that hit loud and 2 that hit soft. So let's just go to, I don't know, this is, find something that's going to work for you just in terms of like the auditory response. I'm just going to use this kit's and I will do that for each of the pads that I'm intending to use. The E through the G on the 3rd octave. Okay. All right, so let's see if that works. If I hit these keys, yeah. So already I can alternate easier now that I have 2 at least assigned to the same, or like 2 keys assigned to the same note essentially. But and this, I think if you're using an external MIDI keyboard, maybe this is good for you, right? Because you can input velocity with just how hard you hit that key on the piano. If you're using the computer keyboard, though, that's why I've chosen 4. Maybe I can make these 2 Tsu Ku. Let's do the E and F sharp, and you probably want to arrange it so that it's easy based off the keyboard. This will work for us. That I have. This is my F and my G, like key, like letter key. Oh, it's also the notes F and G. That's pretty nice. That I like as my vocal. And I'll put these as Tsu Ku. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna turn down the volume, make them somewhat consistent. Maybe I don't get too much. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I'm turn down the tone a bit too. That is a little bit of a lower kind of tone when you don't hit the drum as hard. I could, and you can do this for a lot of different things. Like for instance, if I wanted, let's do it again for. I'll just do a new one. Let's say I wanted like oh, I thought I said. Sorry, 1 second here. Oh, why don't you assign? Huh. We'll do it. I don't know why it doesn't want to. Oh yeah, it did. It just didn't show me that funny picture, I guess. This is not super important. Sorry, I'm spending time on this. Okay, whatever. It doesn't show the picture. It is loaded in here. Like I could also use this. Huh. Well, I don't know why I can't edit this one. I might have just picked a weird pad. That was kind of sorry. I don't know. For some reason I can't edit the these controls on this one. I don't know if it's because some of them aren't are not meant for that or not. Sorry, but what I was just trying to say, you could also use these to do a different voicing, right? Like I could have higher, lower pitch. I could use a different one of these like patches or pieces to be like an old dipole versus a shime, right? Or I could just maybe change the pitch. Oh, that's gonna be way high. Which one is this? So I could do like a shime versus two that way too, right? And so I think this is a way that you can quickly assemble a bunch of voices that you might want to use. Then you gotta kind of learn it on your keyboard, but this might be a much faster way to input, input notes, right? So, we could play our Shio. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. What is it? You have to kind of remember what keys do what. But, that's one way that you could, you could use your assign notes to keys, and that might make the laying down tracks a lot easier. And now from there, like now that's not quite what we want it to sound like. We can then go and let's record real quick. We could go and change the notes later. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we got a weird delay. Oof, that was not pretty. I don't know if it's because I'm feeding up to Zoom, if I just suck, or if the keyboard's not great. Yeah, I am way on everything. I think there's, it might be delayed. But whatever, the point is not to deal with that now, it's to show us how we might switch that now. So if we look in our, let's look at the piano roll. I'm gonna close this for now. Yeah, oh, I see. So yeah, these two are Tsu Ku, and I only used one of the notes I assigned to DAW. I could now go and drag this MIDI into the kit that I wanted, it's probably not going to map up, instantly to what I intended it to be. But I can just go ahead and do that. I think which C is my typo. I don't know, like if that was, my. Oh, sorry. I could, so this shortcut option down. There. Right? What's the shimming? Oh, it's down here. Sorry. So I'll say that was my tune, and if these are all, if these are intended to be the same instrument, what I might do here is now, because you'll see that their velocity is still edited, or it's still recorded as 98, or whatever my default was. And I was using the keyboard. If you're on the piano, this problem solved for you. But if this was supposed to be loud and soft hits on the same instrument, now I can just, turn those down and bring them to the same instrument, the key, right? This one way I can do that. So now I have my very off time. Like track or region, I guess, all on the same, the instrument I intended to be, right? That's how we can do it, right? If I was using my assigned pads from the kit to be different instruments, then right, I would if like these were supposed to be shimei, then I just put them on whatever that is. And yeah, depending on like how you want to edit your tracks and so on, you might, I think a lot of us have been doing, so like if this is my like Tsu, then maybe here's always a good trick, new track with duplicate settings. Yours might be just slightly in different places, right? We're using like different softwares from the same family or whatever. I could, a quick thing that I would do is let's just copy this region, put it in this track, and just keep the shimei notes in this one, keep the Tsu notes in that one, right? And so that's how I would advise being, MIDI mapping, I would say. A little bit of a workaround, but I think that should be kind of easy enough, and it lets you play more organically. Okay, so let me know if that helps, and hope you're all doing well with your composition projects. All right, bye. Bye.